love and fear him out of our own desire, not because we're afraid of a giant hand in the sky coming down and smacking us, or a giant hand in the sky coming down and rewarding us. Because the answer I just gave you, I gave to a 10-year-old.
Right.
Okay, so like that's the.
So, but is Santa real or no? I don't know.
No, but it's so fair because we must talk to our children like they're adults. Like when I was a child, my mom's friends, my family members, they talked to me like I was an adult. And so I spoke back to them like an adult, and I could form my thoughts and how I felt properly, you know?
I agree. And I think that as a society, we've almost done the worst thing. We've given children the options of adults without any tools to equip them. And then we treat adults like children with no responsibility for their own action.
Right.
So you can't treat children like adults and adults like children. You should treat everybody like an adult, not in terms of responsibility, but in terms of the information that the good answers that are provided. And also, again, I do not feel a moral obligation to tell my kids, you know, all of the things that I think are, you know, make an objective decision about abortion. You're 10. Right, like that's silly. And when parents do this sort of stuff with their kids, I think it's bad parenting. And you know, if you take it to yourself in an extreme, you have people who are saying that their children should choose their gender. That's which is a marked absurdity on every possible level. Children are innocent, and they are not good, and they're not smart. Right? That is a good description of a child. A child is an innocent person who is not good and not smart.
They're an empty cup.
Yes, and they need to be made full of wisdom, and they need to be made full of values and decency. That we used to call it civilizing a child, right? Because they're like tiny animals. I mean, like they're completely self-interested, especially when they're babies. I mean, this is the nature of them. They have to be in order to survive, right? All my 1.5-year-old cares about is being fed, having his diaper changed, and asking and wanting mommy or wanting daddy. And that's how all human beings are born. We're born grasping, right? And then the goal is how do you create a good, solid, value-filled person out of this raw material. And so that's the hard job of parenting. And that means saying no an awful lot. And we're a society that forgot how to say no to people.
Yeah.
My next question is going to seem like it's like a got you moment. And I pray that you don't see it that way. I'm sitting here truly just trying to learn from you. Mm-hmm. If you don't feel comfortable to discuss this.
No.
Okay. I just wanted to know, do you miss your relationship with Candace Owens as like a friend? Like somebody who
I mean, the truth is that Candace and I were never, particularly close. I thought we had a pretty cordial relationship. I don't really have a lot of interest in discussing anything beyond that about Candace, frankly. I mean, everything that I've said about Candace has been public record, and people can check my past comments for views on this.
Got it. Can I just ask one more?
You're free to ask whatever you want. I'm not going to get it necessarily.
Got it. Absolutely. And by the way, like I'm only asking because I'm just curious. And again, like you could answer. I'm not going to do what that guy from London did to you in person. I'm not. You
can get to it. I've learned.
I just see what you've shaped out to be so awesome. And it's such a cool perspective that people could come and learn from you. And also, we want to take down the anchors of the news where they're just pushing one agenda. I just felt from observing both of you guys that have different mindsets, you guys had a beautiful opportunity to share one platform with two different mindsets and show the world, no, we're a real media. She has her own views and I have my own views, but we'll sit here and we'll discuss. We could even debate, or I could just not even acknowledge it, but I'm not going to remove somebody from their position of what they see.
I mean, every company has the Overton window within which there's a set of views that we think are appropriate. That's not the Overton window for all of society. I've never called for anyone, including people who I radically disagree with, who have threatened me personally, to be deplatformed, meaning like get kicked off of X, get kicked off Facebook. It's not our job as a company to pay everybody, no matter how widely variant their views. So, for example, there's no one who's a host on our platform who is pro-abortion. Yeah. We're a pro-life platform. Okay, so you can find yourself, or put yourself, more accurately, outside the Overton window of things that we feel are appropriate. That's pretty much all I'll say on that.
Absolutely. Let's move on from her. Let's just make up a makeup situation. Like, say me and you are working together. And I chose, which I would never, but choose a different approach on abortion. What then would separate you from Fox or CNN from like, no, this is how we think and believe and move, and it's either you're getting on the train or you're getting off?
Well, I mean, but I don't think that Fox or CNN or we would be wrong in doing that. If somebody on Fox showed up and was like, okay, I'm a conservative, and Fox is a conservative network, and then tomorrow they're like, I was lying, I'm a Trotskyite. Would Fox be wrong in firing that person? I don't think so. If CNN, which is a left-leaning news network, it's a little different than CNN. They purport to be objective. We don't purport to be anything but conservative. We're conservative. If you show up and I hire you, and Jeremy hires you, and Caleb, we all hire you, and you say, I'm a pro-life person, and then the next day you come out and you say, abortion up till point of birth is a moral virtue. So I have a moral obligation to continue paying you to be on the platform? I think absolutely not. Now, does that mean